Landing a commercial pool contract can replace a dozen residential accounts in one deal. But bid too low and you'll lose money for months. Bid too high and someone else gets the job. Here's exactly how to price commercial work and what experienced operators wish they'd known first. Commercial is a completely different world. The pools are bigger, the equipment is more complex, the regulations are stricter, and the stakes are higher. A green backyard pool means an annoyed homeowner. A green apartment complex pool means a health department shutdown. One veteran put it bluntly, "You cash big checks, but you get big calls." The upside is substantial. Revenue per account is 3 to 10 times a residential pool. Payments come consistently from property management. Multi-year contracts reduce churn. And every commercial client you land builds credibility for the next one. One good commercial contract can be the difference between a struggling route and a thriving business. Not all commercial pools pay the same. Apartment complexes, 15 to 30,000 gallons, 2 to 3 visits per week, typically run $500 to $1,500 a month. HOA and community pools run $800 to $2,500. Hotels and resorts with multiple features and daily service start at $2,000 and can reach $16,000 or more. Gyms with indoor pools usually fall in the $800 to $3,000 range. Before you bid on your first commercial account, call your insurance agent. One pool pro had his policy non-renewed 60 days before renewal because his carrier decided to drop all apartment and condo pool coverage. He had no idea until it was too late. Know exactly what your policy covers before you commit to a contract. The single biggest mistake in commercial bidding is pulling a number out of thin air. Here's the formula that experienced operators use: hours per visit times visits per week times your sell rate per hour times 4.33 weeks per month. That gives you your labor-based monthly price. Chemicals are always a separate line item on top of that. 2 real examples. Apartment complex, 20,000 gallons. 1 hour per visit, 3 visits per week, $65 per hour. 1 times 3 times 65 times 433 equals $845 per month. Resort with a pool and lazy river, 2 people for 4+ hours, 7 days a week. That math works out to over $16,000 per month, plus chemicals. Your sell rate is what you charge the client per labor hour, not what you pay the technician. For commercial work, most operators bill $55 to $100 per hour per person, with complex properties and high-cost markets pushing toward $150. Your sell rate has to cover the tech's wages, vehicle costs, insurance, overhead, and your target profit margin. Most operators run 15 to 30% profit on commercial work. Need help modeling a commercial bid? We built a free commercial pool bid calculator at pooldial.com that walks you through labor hours, visit frequency, and overhead. Link in the description. On residential routes, chemicals included is a legitimate option. On commercial, the consensus is clear. Bill chemicals separately. A hotel pool during spring break can burn through 10 times the chemicals of the same pool in January. Absorbing that variability in a flat rate means you're either overcharging in slow months or losing money during peak season. Most commercial operators give a slight discount on chemicals, but they're always a separate line item. A verbal handshake works for a $150 monthly residential account. On a commercial contract worth $800 to $2,000 a month, you need everything in writing. Call it a service agreement, not a contract. The word contract carries negative connotations. Send it electronically. Get it signed before you start work. One pro completed weeks of work on a verbal approval and couldn't collect because a board member said the work wasn't necessary. Don't let that happen to you. Your commercial service agreement needs to cover exact scope of service at each visit, visit frequency and what type, what's not included, repairs, equipment replacement, winterization, how chemicals are billed, payment terms with late payment penalties, emergency call charges, a repair pre-authorization threshold, contract term and cancellation terms, and who maintains health department logbooks. Defining what you're not responsible for is as important as defining what you are. Many states require a certified pool operator certification to service commercial pools. Even where it's not legally required, property managers and HOA boards increasingly expect it. Budget for a 2-day course and around $400 to $600 for the exam. If you're targeting larger commercial facilities or municipal pools, consider the AFO certification, the Aquatic Facility Operator credential, which is a step up and increasingly required. Before you finalize any commercial bid, spend serious time in the equipment room. Commercial equipment is frequently old, neglected, and rigged together. One operator picked up 2 major commercial accounts that immediately needed new pumps, chemical feeders, heaters, a new autofill, and electrical code updates. $30,000 in repairs before he'd done a single maintenance visit. If the equipment needs significant work, quote it separately. Don't bury it in your monthly price. The most common mistake: underbidding to win. You shave your bid, get the contract, and 3 months later, you're losing money. Price for profit from day one. Second mistake: assuming 5-day service when the client expects 7. That's 29% less revenue than you planned. Third, sending one person to large properties. Send 2 for cleaning visits. It cuts time in half and gives you coverage when someone calls out sick. Commercial contracts aren't always blind bids. Network with property managers through apartment associations and HOA groups. Offer a free equipment and compliance assessment. It demonstrates expertise and often reveals issues the current company isn't addressing. Pull the health department inspection history before your pitch. If the current company has been cited for violations, that's your opening. And always present a polished professional bid document. It immediately separates you from competitors. Commercial pool service rewards operators who do the math. Price based on real labor hours, bill chemicals separately, get everything in writing, and inspect the equipment before you commit. An unprofitable commercial account is worse than no account at all. But a well-priced commercial contract built on a solid service agreement can transform your business. If this helped, subscribe for more pool business content, and check out Pool Dial for tools that help you run your service operation more profitably.